Coast Technology Group is your full IT managed service provider, utilizing simple, reliable technology for your home and business. Remote monitoring and management, network infrastructure, and cybersecurity, all with 24/7, 365-day live support. When you partner with CTG, you get the 150 years combined experience of our experts, helping your business grow while keeping your systems secure.
Well, good Sunday evening to you folks. Hope everybody is doing well. I'm meteorologist Austin Bowling. Hope everybody is staying warm out there as well. Temperatures, again, we've been stuck in the 30s. At least the wind has been just a little bit better here over the last day or so, where we haven't really had to deal with too much of the brutal cold. But again, we're starting to see even more of that cold air settling in here as we go through the next couple of nights. So again, if you've got one of those raised foundations, if you've got pets outside, if you've got elderly neighbors, you want to make sure you check on those folks and make sure everything is buttoned down. Make sure the covers on the what do you call those? Of your raised foundations, the crawl space. Yeah, make sure those crawl space covers are on there. Make sure mine were taken care of. Make sure your pets have a nice, warm, cozy place to stay, even if they're not the inside dog. Make sure you bring them in here. Make sure everybody's accounted for here. Again, brutal temperatures coming up here over the next couple of days. So that's something we're going to be talking about here. And we're also talking about just a small chance at some snow showers as well as we go into, say, the early part of your Monday into very early on Tuesday. But again, want to give just a quick shout out here. Again, we've got the great folks at Coast Technology Group that have always helped me out. They've always made sure that as far as anything with my computer needs, the internet, anything with my lighting or my AV, Chris, Steve, Kate, the whole crew out there have been nothing but kind for somebody who's not the greatest when it comes to all of those technology needs. They always have my back. Played golf with them a couple of times. Again, great guy, always had my back, and I always appreciate Coast for helping me out with all this stuff here. So if you've got any of those technical needs, you're not as well apt to it like I am either. You want to reach out to those folks, give them a call, 580-357-4482. Also, want to talk about a great partnership that you probably heard this on the radio lately. Also giving forecasts to you every single day. Coming up on the Town Square stations here in the Lawton area. So if you're listening to Z94, you're also listening to K-Law, or you're listening to 107.3 Pop Crush. You're also seeing or hearing my forecast throughout the day. So it's been very nice to work with Dakota, and of course Jerry and I go way back as well. And Critter, I appreciate them both for having me on. It's been nice to be a part of some of the snow coverage we had from last week to make sure that you folks were up to date on all of the winter weather that was going on across the region. So again, if you're ever out and about, you can always flip on any of those three stations, Z94, K-Law, and also Pop Crush, and you'll be able to get the latest updated information for the area here across Texoma. So again, want to talk real quick about what we've got as far as our forecast here. And again, we are talking a little bit more about some wintry weather here. And again, there is that where you can find those forecasts here every day in the Lawton area. But as far as what we saw today, again, quite cold. We did manage to stay just below freezing throughout the entirety of the day. We did see just a high of 31 degrees in both Lawton and Wichita Falls. And we did see a morning low of 15 in both areas as well. Again, compared to average, we were well below that. Again, that comes with this polar type air mass that settles in. Temperatures some 20 to 25 degrees below where they should be. That is a brutally cold air mass, and we still have a couple more days of seeing temperatures just this cold. Morning lows will be colder, but afternoon highs will be pretty much in that same territory as we go through the next couple of days. Again, records coming nowhere close to either of those, but again, it may feel like some single digits here as we go towards say Tuesday morning, maybe even tomorrow morning as well. The wind's not terribly strong, but when you've already got temperatures well down in the teens, it doesn't take much of a breeze to really get those numbers down any lower. So as you're heading out and about tomorrow, back to the office, if you are working, kids go back to school on Tuesday, you'll definitely want to make sure they're either taken to school or you are waiting with them at the bus stop to make sure they are bundled up and taken care of as well. Some of the weather alerts going on here. We are looking at the chance at snow coming up in the region, but as far as us here locally, not much. We are looking at some minor travel impacts with some winter weather advisories that are popped up here up into northwestern Oklahoma, parts of the Panhandle, both the Texas and Oklahoma Panhandle. So you get it up towards the Woodward area, over towards Guymon. That's where you're starting to see some of the higher impacts from some of the snow out there. So those purple shaded counties up there to the northwest, that's where we could see maybe an inch, two, up to 3 inches of snow in an isolated pocket up there. So again, that's where we're expecting to see the higher impacts from the weather coming up here across the area. So here is a quick look at your day planner as we go through Monday. Again, a lot of the federal folks are off. A lot of the schools are off tomorrow for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We will start the day with some clouds. Looks like some spotty snow showers trying to trickle their way in here as we go towards, let's say, late morning, midday, the afternoon, and starting to taper off as we head through the evening hours. You see that morning temperature there, 17 degrees. You add in a little bit of a north breeze, yeah, it's going to feel like it's down into single digits or low teens. So grab that parka, grab that coat, get the scarf, the hat, gloves, everything. It's going to be quite cold out there first thing in the morning. Again, you start seeing those light snow showers coming throughout the midday and the afternoon. Temperatures expected to stay just below freezing again, but it's going to feel that much colder, like the mid-20s for much of the afternoon. So I want to talk real quick about what we might see as far as maybe some snow shower chances here. So again, we're looking at the short range model run. You've got the entire state of Oklahoma here, and here we are in Lawton, Duncan, Altus, Hobart, up towards Oklahoma City here. And we start scrubbing this out. You're going through the overnight hours. You're starting to see a bit of that snow popping up into northwestern Oklahoma in the pre-dawn hours. So again, Woodward, Guymon, up towards Amarillo, seeing some of those light snow showers. Getting through late morning, you're starting to see it come down maybe a little bit steadier for those areas up towards the north. We could still see some flurries or some light snow showers, so it's not showing up well down here across southwest Oklahoma. As we transition into the early afternoon, you notice that starts to push a little bit more towards the south. And as we get towards 4 and 5 o'clock, it's likely go a little bit faster. But as it starts to push towards the south through the afternoon into the evening hours, this whole thing just kind of collapses. So we're really not looking at that much in the way of accumulation here. And again, if anything does fall, again, we're likely going to see this primarily as a dry snow, with the temperatures as low as it is and the air as dry as it is. We're going to see these snowflakes hit the road and just pretty much blow off or mainly get stuck to the grassy surfaces here. But again, emphasizing that we're not expecting much, if any, accumulation here across southwest Oklahoma. The bigger deal is going to be up into northwestern Oklahoma, where those winter weather advisories are in place right now. So want to talk about the preps you can make here as we go into dealing with this cold here. You want to make sure if you've got one of those raised foundations or your faucets are on those outside walls, you want to make sure you set those to drip. So again, want to make sure you have that constant flow of the water. You've already hopefully disconnected the hoses from the outside. It's a little cold out there right now, but you still have a chance to get out there and take care of that if you need to. Ensure that those pipes are insulated, covered up. And then again, make sure you check on your neighbors. If you know that they might have a little bit of trouble in this, make sure they're okay. And then those pets, maybe you have an outside dog, make sure it has a warm place to sleep as we go through the next couple of nights. So again, it's going to be quite chilly here, getting well down into the teens. So as far as some of those projected snowfall totals, again, a few flurries down into our neck of the woods, even out towards Green Country and southeastern Oklahoma. Could still see some of those light snow showers out there. A bit of a dusting up towards I-40, maybe around Oklahoma City, up towards Stillwater. That's about all for those areas. But you notice that area highlighted up there, northwestern Oklahoma, back into the panhandles where those advisories were in place. 1 to up to 3 inches of snow in an isolated pocket up there around Woodward or the Alva area. So if you travel up in those areas here tomorrow, definitely be on guard for tricky travel heading to those locations. As far as the next few days, though, it looks like, again, another frigid start as the kids are heading back to school on Tuesday morning. So you want to make sure they're bundled up here. Temperature is going to be down around 10 degrees. Again, add in a little bit of a breeze. Yeah, it's going to be well down into the single digits. So make sure everybody's bundled up. If you can take them to school or wait at the bus stop with them, that's probably going to be the best bet there to make sure that everybody is accounted for in this brutally cold stretch of weather. We'll probably sneak barely above freezing, just enough to say that we're not continuing our streak of below freezing temperatures heading into Tuesday afternoon, but barely. Again, not much. Mid-30s is all we should muster heading into Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday, still another cold start, down around 20 degrees, but we should start thawing things out, getting back into the upper 40s and then low 50s. Even though there's a weak front that comes through, it kind of slows the warming process here as we go through Thursday afternoon. So again, just back into low 50s. That's pretty typical. That's average for this time of the year. So feeling pretty pleasant by the time we get towards, say, the latter part of this week. And again, here is your 7-day forecast presented by the great folks at Coast Technology Group. Again, we're talking about those light snow shower chances for the midday and the afternoon hours. But again, not emphasizing any troubles down here, just enough to stick to the ground real quick and blow off. That's really about it. Very dry snow, not that good snowball making snow that we had last week. This all is just going to rush away pretty quickly. But again, you notice that slow warming trend. We start thawing out here as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, I mentioned that weak cold front then comes through with temperatures into the lower 50s, and then it cranks back up again. Look at that warmth heading into Friday and Saturday. Start seeing those highs back into the upper 50s come Friday. Saturday, right around 60 degrees. Morning lows there on Saturday won't feel too bad either, only in the low 40s. But there's another cold front that comes through. Not as brutal of a cold blast as what we're dealing with now, but enough to bring those temperatures back down into the mid 40s heading into next Sunday. There is possibility of some light precipitation chances. Again, it looks like most of that's going to stay off towards our east, but still trying to iron out that forecast. Things get a little messy, just model-wise, still trying to iron out when the next round of precipitation comes through and how deep this cold air will be as we go through, say, the early and middle part of next week. So as we start closing out the month of January and heading into February, we'll have to kind of iron things out and see what things look like as far as any possible wet or wintry weather here closer to the Texoma region. But again, hopefully you've been following along. You've been watching the Meteorologist Austin Billing Facebook page. We've been keeping things updated there as well. There's also a new Texoma Weather Lab website. If you go to texomaweatherlab.com, I'm trying to keep things updated there as well. The latest forecast graphics, we'll post these videos on there as well. And then we're going to highlight, of course, our sponsors as folks continue to hop on and support this latest venture to make sure that you folks are on top of the latest weather information here across Southwest Oklahoma. And then, of course, if you have any photos, we'll always take those on the Meteorologist Austin Billing Facebook page. We'll have those on display there too. And again, as things continue to grow and build with this new venture, obviously we'll be changing the website along with it and directing you to all the newest and best stuff as we continue to keep you updated all across the area. So again, I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you in the next couple of days.